Here in the UK, we're well into summer, and I've been looking for something lighter weight, a bit more casual, and also looking for the opportunity as ever to try out a new brand. So here we have Crown Northampton, and a couple of models. So the first model is the Overstone, their derby sneaker, and this is in a black Horween chrome XL leather, absolutely beautiful. The second shoe we've got, or boot rather, is the Woodford Desert Boot. Woodford being named after their founder, but we'll get onto that in a minute. The Woodford is in this beautiful number 8 Horween Chrome XL, so number 8 is a designation of colour, and that's that sort of deep red, burgundy, sort of brown. Lovely pull-up, so you can see the oil shifting around there. I'll take a little bit of a close-up look at that in a minute. Yeah, so Crown Northampton, a brand with over 100 years of heritage, going back to 1908, started as Ernest Woodford, hence the Woodford Desert Boot, Ernest Woodford and Sons, and a continuous lineage of bootmaking and expertise ever since. Now, with 5th generation family member, Chris Woodford, as their managing director, great-great-grandson of Ernest, and now with the name Crown Northampton. Now, interestingly, Crown is something you've got to go to Buckingham Palace to be able to use in the UK, and obviously they've got that permission. It's a strange world we live in, isn't it? But yeah, over 100 years of expertise, many hundreds of years when you take into account all the individual craftsmen involved, priding themselves on using top quality materials, so tanneries from around the world. These are both American tanned leathers. Now, in terms of fit, recommendation on the website is true to size, and yeah, I pretty much agree with that. So both of these, I've got them as UK 8s, so that's my true to size measurement. Obviously summer shoes, so I'm planning to wear these with thin socks, and under those circumstances, yeah, true to size, absolutely fine. If you want to wear a thicker sock or have particularly wide feet, do take the opportunity to get the Overstones in the G fitting. I've got it on the F, which is fine. I've got a moderately wide foot, but with a thin sock, that's absolutely fine. And with the Woodfords, if you've got a wide foot, want to wear thick socks, I'd probably say go up half a size. But yeah, very, very helpful information on their web pages, and they'll give you some bespoke advice if you so wish. Just showing these on, the Overstones I'm pairing with some nice black jeans. They're the Onis, which we'll get onto in a minute in the fit check. And the Woodfords, we've got those with some nice Benzak chinos, a fairly sort of basic Gap Oxford shirt, but perfect for a summer day in the office. In terms of price, when you think about the other handmade boots and shoes from Northampton, things like Trickers coming in near enough, or pretty much bang on £600, these are coming in pretty reasonable, I think. So the Woodfords, the Desert Boots, are coming in at £300, and the Overstones are coming in at £310. So handmade shoes, made in England, pretty top quality leathers. I think that's pretty reasonable. So before we get into the close-ups, we'll just do a very quick fit check. Keeping it simple, it's summer after all, so just a simple tee on top. This is the Benzak heavy tee. You've seen this before if you follow my channel, absolutely fantastic. Won't go on too much about it, but there's a link below. On the legs, we've got beautiful handmade English belt from Chadwick. This is a Bristol, nice black leather to go with the Overstones. And then some black jeans from Oni. These are double black, really nice textured material, so this is crushed concrete. Again, link below, and we'll get onto the close-ups. So just coming in for some close-ups, and starting off with the Overstone Derby sneakers. Absolutely beautiful construction. Obviously the standout thing here is their fantastic black Horween Chrome XL leather. Initially quite stiff, as I said earlier, that will soften up, which will make these a little bit more comfortable in width for me. Very, very simple construction all over, so only one visible seam on that leather as the sort of quarters come into the toe there. Double stitched reinforcing at that join, but apart from that, no other stitching until you get round to the heel detail. On the sole, we've got this beautiful in-house rubber sole, simple sidewall stitch. We'll see how that works on the inside in a minute. Very, very nice sole, nice branding on the bottom, fairly firm compound, so I think that'll have a good bit of wear, and obviously opportunity to return that to the factory when it reaches the end of its life for a resole. Wax laces, leather lining, we'll look at that in a minute. Nice bit of branding on the tongue, simple crown text. On the inside we can see leather lining throughout, nice comfy padded insole. As I say, these come in slightly narrow, but with the bits of padded insole, as your sort of foot squashes those down, you get a little bit more space in there. I think it's going to work out. If in doubt, go for the G width fitting. One thing I really like on these is the fact that every single pair has the model and size written on the inside. Really like that. At the front there you can just about make out the stitch to the outsole. On the Woodford Desert Boots, again, Hawaiian leather, real selling point on these. Beautiful number 8 colour, so that's what they refer to it from the factory. And it's got this beautiful burgundy red coloration. It's got a nice oily sort of pull up, so you can see the leather changing colour as you put a bit of stress on it, and then as the oils redistribute, that colour returns. Very simple construction. So this is a stitch down construction. So the upper forms the welt. So rather than having extra welt stitched on, the upper's formed in such a way that that can then stitch down into a leather midsole. On the webpage they make reference to the number 10 stitching machine. Not something I'm familiar with, couldn't find out much about it on the internet. But if you know what a number 10 stitching machine is, let me know. Obviously particularly suited to creating that stitch along the welt. The soles, this lovely crepe, natural crepe rubber, relatively firm. This is actually my second pair of crepe soles. Never had them until sort of a month ago. Got a pair from Unmarked, a Mexican brand. This is a little bit more firm. What I've noticed is, whilst I thought this would be really quite quick wearing, it's obviously a bit of a concern for me because I go through my shoes quite quickly, actually seems to wear pretty hard, while still giving you that sort of spongy comfort. The one downside, it doesn't make for a beautiful video, but as soon as you get these crepe soles outside, they will soak up the dust and debris that you encounter. Doesn't end up looking pretty, but I think that's what we know that crepe soles will do. But yeah, surprisingly hard wearing, very comfy. You can see sort of stacked construction there. You can see how the heel counter has been stitched down as well there. That's an extra layer. In terms of the stitching on the upper, very simple. So we've got a stitch at the quarter, and we'll stitch around where the heel cap comes in. Very simple, no seams or anything to give you rubs. Unstructured toe, which is of particular interest to me. So most boots, certainly most boots I've had, have a sort of a hard leather or sometimes synthetic toe puff to keep the toe in shape. These are completely unstructured, so a little bit of leather in there. You can see a slight bulge where the extra layer of leather is, but that will shape beautifully to your foot. Keep a low profile, so collapse a bit, look very organic, and I think that's really attractive. I'll be interested to see how that wears. Simple lacing, so in the style of the original 1950s desert boots, just 2 laces, or 2 eyelets rather, wax laces. I'll be interested to see how I get on with that. I normally like to have my shoes quite strapped on, so with just 2 laces we'll see. I've had the Red Wing Chuckers before, which I think had 3 lace holes, 3 eyelets. See how we get on. Unlined, and I'll take a look at that in a second. Leather footbed and heel cap, or sort of heel pad. Having a look on the inside of these, very, very simple construction. No lining. Got a branded heel pad, leather insole. You can see the leather heel cap to keep the structure there. See the way it's stitched in. Again, we've got the handwritten model, size, made in England. Really like that. No sort of bellows on the tongue, very simple construction, 2 eyelets. That brings us to the end of the review. Beautiful shoes and desert boots there, ready for the summer. Really looking forward to breaking these in. I think they could be fantastic. If you've had Crown Northampton, please let me know what you think. Certainly if you've had any of the trainers resold, I'd be really interested to know about that process. Yeah, thoughts and comments below. If you haven't seen my channel before, please do check out lots of quality footwear from around the world. Lots of denim, please check it out. You might find some other stuff of interest in there. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up. Of course, subscribe, and I'll see you for the next video. Okay, thank you very much. Bye-bye.